This is Dianna with DiscoverDowneast.com, here to talk to you today for a moment about Maine's rugged coastline. Now, Maine has thousands of miles of coastline, over 3,000 miles to be exact, and 60% of that coastline is actually rocky. And I want to talk about that for just a moment. Now, in the state of Maine, our average tidal range is between 10 and 12 feet. That's pretty significant. That's a lot of energy. That's a lot of movement. So think about Maine and the difference in the tides that we have here. And then think about, say, the state of Florida, where their average tides are between 1 and 3 feet. That's not a lot of movement. That's not a lot of energy, which means that the rocks and the shells that are breaking down in the ocean and getting tossed around by the waves are actually able to be deposited much easier in places like Florida than they are up here in the state of Maine. Up here, a lot of those small particles actually get caught in the water column because the wave energy is so high. The only things that get deposited on the large majority are actually large pieces of sediment, which would be large rocks. That's why you see a lot of cobblestone beaches throughout the state of Maine. But if you do happen to come across some sandy beaches here in the state of Maine, like this lovely one that I'm on here, Mount Desert Island, one of only two that you're going to find on the island, I would really like you to grab a handful of sand. Now, when you start sifting through it, you're going to see very small pieces of granite, schist, but you're also going to see lots of little pieces of shell that are really colorful. You're going to see greens and blues and oranges and reds and of course whites. And some of those things that you're going to be seeing are sea urchins. You're going to be seeing pieces of oyster. You're going to be seeing pieces of mussel shell. You're going to be seeing pieces of lobsters and crabs, as well as a variety of different clam species, all broken up in those shell pieces. Now here on Mount Desert Island, this beach that I'm standing on is possible because of the cove that it's located in. There's actually these two long arms of land that are jutting out on either side of it, which are breaking down the wave energy. And so as the waves are actually making it into this cove, or this pocket beach, if you will, they're slowing down, and all of that sediment caught in the water is able to be deposited. Now, something important to realize that throughout the winter time here in the state of Maine, we actually normally have some very strong storms and a lot of high wave energy. So even sand beaches like this one are heavily impacted, and there's a lot of variation that you're going to see. In the winter time, normally a lot of the sand that's on this particular beach gets pulled out, so much so that it becomes a cobbled beach again at times. And you're going to see that fluctuation as spring and summer comes back in. A lot of this sand is going to be redeposited. And that's just a normal fluctuation that you're going to see throughout the seasons on all of the beaches along the coast of Maine. So that's just a little quick tidbit here with us at DiscoverDowneast.com. We encourage you to like us, follow us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.